Preface, Prisons and Unhappiness. The quote at the beginning is, "Liberty is the right to do everything which the law allows." Growing up isn't easy. Sometimes it seems like there's always someone who wants to tell you what to do. We know. We've been there too. Do your homework, take a test, be home at a certain time, clean up your room, don't talk back to me, don't be late. It's easy to argue with the people who tell you what to do. It can seem like other people want to stop you from doing what you want to do. So you might argue with them or just ignore them. That works some of the time, but it can cause problems. We think you know that. No matter where you go, there are rules. Game rooms have rules. Ball games have rules. Schools have rules. Programs have rules. Parents and others set rules. Why? Why are there so many rules? Rules exist so we can get along. The world sometimes makes rules and calls them laws. For example, when you buy something, the law allows you to keep it. Would it be fair if anyone could take whatever they wanted? You know the right answer to that. At times you might joke about it, but when you buy a pair of good sneakers, you don't want them stolen. When you buy your first car, you don't want it stolen either. Rules actually help us understand what is expected of us. When you know the rules, you know what you are supposed to do. And when people follow the rules, they have less problems in life. Many problems are caused by not following the rules. Prisons are filled with people who don't follow the rules. You might think you know a lot about prisons, but we'll bet that you haven't been inside of 50 different prisons. We have. Even inside prisons, there are places reserved for inmates who refuse to follow the rules there. Some prisons place inmates into isolation cells when they refuse to follow prison rules. In fact, we've seen inmates in a cell that's 4 feet wide by 7 feet long, and it can get a lot worse. Some inmates can get tied down to a concrete bed where they can't move their arms, legs, or head. That's about the worst place in prison that we've ever seen. Why did it happen to them? Because they didn't follow the rules in the prison. A simple truth here is when you don't follow the rules, you lose some freedom. We've seen prisons that are a terrible place to live and spend time. They're hot, cold, noisy, dirty, and can be very scary places. The men and women that were there all told us the same thing. I never thought I'd get caught. I always thought I was too smart to wind up here, they'd say. But there they were. There's one more thing we want to say about these people in real prisons. They're not very happy. In fact, the people in prisons are very sad. Almost all the people in prison started having problems with the law and rules when they were young. I started doing drugs when I was 11, they'd say. I quit school when I was 13 and started stealing. That's something we always heard. Others said that they didn't listen to their parents and did what they wanted to. This is why you're reading this book. Maybe you are in some sort of prison right now. Maybe you're on probation. Maybe you've just had some problems at school and someone there is concerned about you. The truth is that someone has put you into this program so you will stay out of a worse prison. You might think that you're too smart to go there, but you've already been found out. That's why you're here now. People who do things that are wrong can get away with it only for so long. The really smart people learn to get what they want and stay within the rules and laws. By following the rules, they remain free. How free are you right now? Take a minute to look around you. You might see some things that show you that you're not free. Maybe there's someone who tells you what you have to do. You might even see bars, fences, guards, and walls. You might be in a prison or program right now. If you want to be free, you have to first see that you're in a prison. This might be easy for you to do because when you look around, you can see bars and walls that keep you here. Not all prisons have bars, walls, and fences. Prisons take away freedom. Many different types of things lower a person's freedom. For example, a 15-year-old girl who has a baby will find out that having a child restricts her freedom. Some people are not free because they're always worried about paying bills. They may be very sad or unhappy when they're at work. They might be hooked on drugs or alcohol. These people let their bills, job, drugs, alcohol, and many other things control their lives. Even though they do not see the same bars, walls, and fences that you might see right now, they are in a prison too. Anything that results in less freedom can be a prison. Sometimes the way we think and feel can place us in prison. Feeling that everyone is against you makes you feel less free. Even when you feel like that, you begin to do things that go against them. This reduces your choices in life, but it can be difficult to understand. Don't worry if you can't understand this. By the end of the book, you will. Right now, you need to know that there are many kinds of prisons. Almost everyone in a prison is unhappy. They're very unhappy and very sad. Most of these people blame others for their sadness. They might blame the judge, their family, or the police for their sadness. They might say that they'd not be sad if they hadn't been caught. Some may even blame their parents or the people they were living with at the time. There may be some who might say it's because of the way they were treated when they were children. People like this sometimes think they can treat others badly because they were treated badly. Treating others badly, however, results in them being against you. That results in even less freedom. Believing you're a victim reduces your freedom. Being angry at others for your problems reduces your freedom. But because you probably blame others for your problems, you can't see how you've placed yourself in a prison. You think that when you get away from these other people, you'll be happy. Think about how happy you were before you came into this place. Were you really happy? You had some fun days and some awful days. You thought that sadness and pain were a part of everyday life. Were you really happy? Probably not. You might try to act like you were happy all the time, but you weren't. Here's the truth about this. To be truly happy in life, you have to escape your prison. This means all prisons, not just those that surround you, but also the ones that you have created too. Remember that prisons are anything that reduces your freedom. You get true happiness only when you escape all of your prisons. Lots of inmates hope that when they get out of their physical prison, they'll be happy. But unfortunately, it doesn't usually work out that way. Most people who have been in prison come back. They come back again and again. Although you might not believe it, some of them say they're happier in a real prison than when they had their freedom outside the prison walls. This is because they didn't see that they just stepped out of one prison into another. For many people, the prison they make for themselves in their outside world seems worse than the real prison of walls and bars. The process of getting out of life's prisons can be hard, but it can also be fun. It can help a person see all of the good things possible in life. And there are a lot of good things. In the time you read this book, you'll come to see a lot of this. And it's our hope that you leave all of your prisons behind when you complete this program. That's the only true way to happiness.